Hi and welcome to another video on the language of love based on astrology. Today we're going to deep dive into the language of love in your natal chart. Now if you haven't already had a look at your natal chart to get an understanding, please click on the link in my description whereby you'll be able to find the video that will teach you how to find and create your own natal chart. Therefore, you can have that up on the screen as you follow along or print it out, and that will help you understand your language of love or someone special to you. Now, there are 5 languages of love: words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, and receivings of gifts. These languages of love, people may be higher up on the spectrum for some more than others. However, normally there is one primary language of love that people pertain to. This can change throughout the lifetime, and our children too have the language of love. So it also would be interesting to seek that out to understand what language of love our children have. This video is specific on relationships. However, it can be across all relationships with children, with partners, with parents, with friends, and even with ourselves to get a better understanding and acceptance of who we are and what makes us tick. Now, the words of affirmation is essentially sending a heartfelt text message expressing our gratitude for something your partner did. It's words of appreciation, encouragement, and compliments. Quality time is like planning a date night without distractions or taking a walk along the beach hand in hand. It's where you're spending meaningful, undivided attention with your partner, engaging activities that are simply by being present together. Acts of service are those like cooking dinner for your partner, mowing the lawn, or doing something that you know that they're dreading doing themselves. It's demonstrating love by being helpful, thoughtful, and action-orientated. Physical touch is physical affection and intimacy, such as hugs, kisses, and holding hands. It's also just sitting there with them and holding hands when you're speaking or taking a walk while also touching each other. This can also pertain to PDA or public displays of affection. There's also the giving and receiving of gifts. This is a thoughtful demonstration that you care and consideration for your partner's preferences and interests. It's about surprising your partner with a small gift that reflects something that they mentioned they wanted or enjoyed, showing that you listened and that you care about their desires. Now, there are 3 main planets at play in love, based on the language of love on astrology. There's Mars, Venus, and the Moon. Now, Mars is a planet of passion and sexuality and desire. It influences how we pursue what we want, including our romantic interests. Someone's Mars sign indicates the approach to intimacy and how they express their desires in a relationship. Whereas the Venus is the language of love itself through beauty and harmony, influencing how a person expresses affection and what they find attractive in a partner. Someone's Venus sign indicates the romantic preferences and how they'd want to give and receive love. This could be a really good indication if you're looking into your partner's chart to understand what is their language of love. Then there's the Moon sign. The Moon sign is also the emotional instincts. It also represents the mother and the mother's love, hence why it's the most basis influence of how a person nurtures and seeks emotional security in relationships due to their first and primary relationship with their mother. The Moon sign indicates your emotional responses and how you express your vulnerability and your support in love. Now, the first sign is the sign of Aries. Aries is the ruler of the first house. So if you find any of these glyphs of Mars, Venus, and the Moon in the first house, despite the sign, this may also pertain to you. So with those with Mars in Aries, it initiates actions boldly. They enjoy spontaneity and seek out excitement in their environment. My partner has this, and he very much pursues what he wants with passion and desire. His need for and language of love is physical attraction and physical touch. Words of affirmation are also key to him as they appreciate the direct and intentional gestures of the other. This also includes and pertains to those with Mars in Venus, like myself. Aries in Venus, like myself. I personally crave spontaneity and adventurous gestures of affection. This can also pertain to PDA, but it's also just going off on an adventure and spending quality time together as well. Then there's Aries in Moon. I also have this, and this is whereby we express love through passionate and spontaneous gestures. A desire for excitement and adventure with others is how we like to live our lives. The next sign is Taurus. Taurus rules over the second house of value. If you have any of these glyphs in the second house, despite their sign, this also may pertain to you. Those with Taurus Mars take a steady and patient approach to love, with value of consistency and reliability. Whereas those who have Taurus and Venus seek luxury and sensuality, preferring high-quality experiences and gifts. And those with Taurus Moon, like my sister, show their love through consistent nurturing acts of service and providing a stable and comforting presence for others. Taurians love physical touch, and their gifts are essential. However, the gifts do need to be quality as opposed to cheap crap, and they need to be highly thought out. Taurians by nature seek sensory experience and appreciate high quality experiences of gifts and physical touch. The next sign is the dual sign of Gemini. Gemini is all about communication and duality. It rules over the third house. So if you have any of these in your third house of your natal chart, whether that be Mars, Venus, or the Moon, this may also pertain to you. Geminis love words of affirmation, and quality time together is key. They enjoy stimulating conversations and spontaneity, along with mentally engaging activities. However, specifically, Mars in Gemini loves a communication. They seek mental stimulation, and in the bedroom, they do enjoy dirty talk and variety. Meanwhile, those with Venus in Gemini, they value highly intellectual stimulation and engaging conversations. My daughter has this placement, and she also has her moon on the third house cusp, despite the fact that it's a Virgo moon. She loves to communicate through stimulating conversation. She loves banter and values stimulation and variety in her day. The next sign is Cancer. Cancer is at home in the fourth house of the home. If you have any of these glyphs in the fourth house, you will have some energy pertaining to you. Mars acts protectively, valuing emotional security and nurturing loved ones, whereas Venus desires emotional security and nurturing gestures, just like cooking a beautiful, warm, home-cooked meal or family time together. Whereas the moon in Cancer expresses love through emotional depth, nurturing care, and creating a sense of security and belonging. Essentially, physical touch and quality time are what matters most to Cancerian energies, craving emotional security and appreciating the nurturing aspects of others. Then we have Leo. Leo is at home in the fifth house of pleasure, and they are the stars of their own lives. Leo energy is all about gifts, words of affirmation, and quality time together. Personalized and thoughtful gifts make them feel seen and validated, and they love to be the star of everyone's show. It was interesting. A friend of mine the other day, I sent him a message about something, and he said, "Oh, that's too many people to share attention with." And he wasn't being narcissist by any means, but he was referring to the fact that his Mars and Venus are both in Leo, and he loves to be the star of everyone's show. For those with Mars in Leo, they express their desires passionately, enjoying grand gestures and seeking admiration. They are the type in the bedroom who like to look in the mirror or also be the action orientated individual, let me say. Those with Leo and Venus crave spontaneity and eventual gestures of affection. They love PDA as long as they're seen, it doesn't matter to them. And those with Leo moons demonstrate love through romantic gestures, lavish displays of affection, and making others feel like the center of their world. A very close friend of mine, she has her moon in Leo, and she buys her daughters, her adult daughters, everything that they want, and money is never an object for a Leo. Then we have Virgo. Virgo rules over the sixth house of health and routine. If you have any of these glyphs in the sixth house, this energy will also pertain to you. Virgos enjoy acts of service and words of affirmation that actually matter. Practical gestures and genuine compliments are their shows of appreciation for diligence and hard work. Also, instilling daily routines and also caring about other people's health are the way that they love. Specifically, if you have Mars in Virgo, they act methodically and pay attention to the details. They can be hypercritical of you as well, and that isn't for the sake of being mean, it's for them showing their love to you. My partner has his Mars in the sixth house and Venus in the sixth house, and he is hypercritical of me and everything that I do, but it isn't to be mean, it is just to show his love through wanting more from me through practical means. Then we have Virgo in Venus, and that shows appreciation through practical gestures and useful acts of service. So they are the type that my daughter has her moon, so I'll go on to that and then I'll be able to describe it a little bit better, shows love through practical acts of service, attention to detail, and offering practical support to others' needs. So my daughter, she runs around all the time trying to help people. She'll be the first to jump in and clean something up if you ask her. She'll be the first to try and pull a heavy bag out of the car. She is always jumping head first to try and help and be of service, and that is the energy of Virgo. Moving on, we've got Libra. Libra is the balancing relationship house in the seventh house. If you have any of these planets in this house, this will also pertain to you, and you will definitely show love throughout your relationships. Libra is all about quality time and gifts holding their significance for these people. They seek one-on-one connections and appreciate thoughtful and romantic gestures. Libra Mars seek harmony and avoid conflict, taking whatever it can to create diplomatic approaches in their relationships. They are always about finding the balance. Those with Libra in Venus value harmony and one-on-one connections and romantic experiences. These are the type that also enjoy very lavish gifts because they have that Venusian rulership as well. They love love. My partner, he's got his moon in Libra, and they communicate love through creating cooperation and harmony. It's interesting paradox considering that my moon is in Aries, and there's a very vast difference between Aries and Libra being opposing signs, but that is what makes us work. They prioritize the desires and needs of others and also seek to maintain balance and harmony in any and all relationships, even if it is at their demise. And I do see that a lot, and my Aries moon does not like that very much. Then we've got Scorpio, sorry. The glyph looks very similar. Scorpio is on the 8th house of death and rebirth and resurrection. It is all about transformation and going to the depths of the water to be able to be rebirthed like a phoenix again. If you have any of these planets or glyphs in this sign, or in this house rather, these energies will also pertain to you. Now, Scorpio is all about physical touch. It is like the deepest physical touch. It can be BDSM, but that's more Capricornian energy. However, it is always about words of affirmation that hold solitude and weight and help bring support, empathy, and a sense of upliftment and help that phoenix inside of them rise. They desire deep emotional connections and honest expressions of love. And if you are not honest with them, they are going to see through it like anything else. So if you have Mars in Scorpio, chances are you express your desires intensely, valuing authenticity and seeking transformative experiences wherever you can. Then for those with Venus in Scorpio, they seek intense emotional connections and profound dedication. People with this placement also can have stalkerish nature about them, and they also can be stalked themselves because they have that deep emotional intensity. There is something about them that is quite elusive, and they do enjoy it to keep it that way as well. Then you've got the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio express their love with intense emotional depth and loyalty. They have a desire for transformation and soulful connections. They are seemingly aloof on the surface, however, deep down, their emotions carry so much weight, and it is very hard to penetrate those emotional core because they keep everything suppressed and hidden. So if you are in love with someone with this sign, it is best to be able to give them the time and the space and the love and the empathy that they desire and need to be able to help them transform those energies and bring them to the surface and be able to share them with you. And then we have the beautiful sign of Sagittarius. My daughter has a Sagittarius moon, and if you have Sagittarius energies in the ninth house, the original ruler of the ninth house is Sagittarius, of spirituality, philosophy, and higher minded thinking, then this is for you. Sagittarians enjoy quality time and acts of service. They desire exploration and significant adventures together, whereby they enjoy practical gestures of support. Those with my cousin has Sagittarius, Mars and Venus, and those with Sagittarius, Mars acts impulsively, valuing freedom and seeking adventure and exploration. They love to have a partner that will come along for the ride, and if you won't, they will leave you behind. Sagittarius Venus craves adventures and experiences as well, and it's all about exploration as well. So essentially the energy here is quality time together, whereby you're seeking that freedom and that newness that life can offer. And like I said, my daughter has her moon in Sagittarius, and in order for me to demonstrate my love for her, I need to do it through spontaneity and freedom. I need to give her a sense of adventure and help her value her independence, along with talking about philosophical discussions. She will ask me when she goes to bed about death and life and rebirth and God and all these different questions, and she is 5, and she loves it when I take her somewhere on an adventure, whereas my Virgo moon daughter would prefer just to sit there and do puzzles and stay at home. So it's interesting how different my children are, being chalk and cheese with their energies of their moon sign, which governs their mother, and it's also how interestingly it plays out in their reality and how it will continue to help them grow in their own individualistic natures as well, and how I need to treat them both differently. So if you too are a parent, I definitely implore you to explore your child's love language through their Mars, Venus, and also their moon signs. Up next, we have Capricorn. Capricorn is the ruler of the 10th house of career and practicality. Then, if you have any of these glyphs, of course, in the 10th house, this will pertain to you. Capricorns are all about words of affirmation and physical touch. They value direct and honest expressions of love and gentle physical contact that fosters emotional connection. However, you have to break down their walls in order to get to that physical touch. They have a tough and rigid exterior, those with Capricornian energy. Those with Mars in Capricorn are the kinkiest people I have ever seen. They act strategically and value ambition. They seek long-term goals in relationship, and they are the type to enjoy pleasure in the bedroom and physical touch once you're able to break down those barriers. If you cannot break down those barriers, you will not get an intimate connection in the bedroom. It will be more of a explorative connection, shall I say. Now, the Venus Capricorn values stability, status, and long-term investments in relationships. They want to know that you're in it for the long haul, and they want you to stay in it for the long haul because they're putting all their investment and energy in for you. And then those with a Capricorn moon, they come across very tough exterior, but they show love through that stability, that reliability, and building a solid foundation for the future. They value commitment and practicality. Then we have the quirky, amazing sign of Aquarius that rules over community and the 11th house. I have my Venus in this house, and I definitely have a desire to love everyone, and I see all people as equal. I was actually describing that to my children this morning. I was like, I love everyone. And they're like, you can't love everyone. Well, you can't love me more than everyone else. And I was like, I do love you more than everyone else. I just love all people, and I love all individuals on the same level, whether they're male, female, it doesn't matter. And that is the universal energy of Aquarius. So if both of my daughters actually have their Mars in Aquarius, and they express their desires unconventionally. They're very individualistic, and they want newness and innovation, and just amazing. They are amazing the way that they express and pioneer their new paths. Aquarian energy loves quality time and acts of service that matter to the whole public. They value unique expressions and practical support that aligns with their individuality. They are the type that would enjoy public displays of affection on the more softer side as well. They can also, those with this energy can also, just like the Gemini energy, which I didn't mention earlier, they can sway either side of the spectrum if they so choose, because of that universality of their love. They prefer unique and unconventional displays of affection that benefit all if you have your Aquarius Venus. And then if you have your Moon and Venus, they are so open-minded, individualistic. They seek freedom and innovation, and they value the collective as a whole. Lastly, we have the amazing, soft-hearted, kind, and empathetic energy of Pisces. If you have any of the glyphs in this house, this will definitely pertain to you as well. Now, Pisces rules over the 12th house, and it's all about what is hidden and the secrets. Quality time and physical touch are significant for these individuals. They seek unity and oneness in their relationship. They are so deeply connected, and if you break up with them, you'll break their heart. I have my moon in this house, and everything about me on an emotional level and the vulnerabilities within me are very hidden and deep. And that pertains to expressing love through empathy, compassion, and deep emotional understanding, whilst also trying to create a beautiful, pleasant, and dreamy atmosphere. Obviously, the Aries moon can't always do that, but the moon in the 12th house definitely tries. Then we've got Venus in Pisces, which is all about seeking emotional depth, empathy, and soulful connections. These are the type of people that will get lost in love. They are so dreamy, they are so etheric, and they are the type that will have, without speaking ill of anyone, but just be with the wrong man because he treats them bad, or she treats her, whatever the situation may be. Basically, they're treated awfully in their relationship, but they'll stay in it for the long haul because they just want that etheric, dreamy love, and they want to pretend that it exists within their relationship. Those with Mars in Pisces act compassionately and value empathy, seeking spiritual connections as well. The downside of this placement, or if you have Mars in the 12th house, is that you've got a steamy nature about you, and you can use that for passion and play, or you can use that in a negative way within, and you'll just blow your lid and explode. So it is all about being able to monitor those energies and commit to who you are and enable yourself to shine through as you are. Now, I hope all of that helped you understand yourself, your partner, your child, your family member a lot better, and be able to explore yourself in an in-depth way and understand who you truly are and how you show up in the world. Now, if you are interested in any astrological readings, I do have them available on my Etsy shop at Etsy shop AU Soulful Solutions Art is the name. You're welcome to plug that in or just click on the link below. I do create all these beautiful pieces of art. I absolutely love creating. I've got human design charts. I've got personalized astrology write-ups, positive moon sign to help people understand their moon sign a lot better, because the moon is the emotions. I find that very, very positive, especially for parents with their children and helping nurture their children's emotions, because when we're at home, that's where we see our emotions shine the most. I am a psychology student, so everything that I do does come backed by science. However, I am taking the the Carl Jung philosophy, whereby I do keep my mind open to the quantum field as well. I am a Reiki master and a reflexologist, and I just am genuinely so passionate about the collective. That's my Venus in the 11th house and my moon in the 12th house. I just want to create a divine etheric ideal for the world entirely. So I do hope that you have a look at what I've created. Please, this is all very new for me, so if you could hit the like button, please subscribe. I would love to grow my subscribers, and I would love to get the message of astrology and beautiful inspirational philosophy out to others, and hopefully impact one person's life positively every single day. So bless you, I appreciate you, and thank you.